Okay, now speaking of history, let's take a little trip back to the 90s. Because apparently the word on the street is, with the success of the Scream movies and the hopeful success of Scream 7 when that comes out, and with the hopeful success of I Know What You Did Last Summer, no one should be surprised that, producers are going to start, or studios are even going to start looking at old IP and giving it a new lease on life and rebooting it. Which I was thinking, and I'm so bad at myself because I wasn't bringing this up in conversations. But one of the movies that I was thinking about, especially with all the I Know What You Did Last Summer news and stuff, I was like, you know what? We definitely could use a Urban Legend remake. I love the original Urban Legend that came out. Like, this might be blasphemous for me to even say. I understand that I Know What You Did Last Summer and Scream is way more successful. And I know, and Urban Legend kind of comes from that laundry list of let's capitalize off of this whole slasher movie moment and let's bring, where they were bringing every big TV star at the time, because they had a lot of big stars up in there. Who was in it? Alicia Witt was in there. She was a big TV star. You had Danielle Harris, who was Jamie Lloyd in Halloween 4. She played the goth chick. We had Loretta Devine, who I'm like, if y'all really want to bring somebody back of some sort, you could still, she'd be the only one that you could bring back. We don't need a requel. We don't need none of that stuff. Y'all don't need to do the whole I Know What You Did Last Summer treatment. You can actually make this an original IP. The Urban Legend thing with just a whole new cast of people. That's what you could do. You don't need to bring back Brenda because she didn't die, right? She didn't die in the first one. She was the killer. And you don't need to bring Jared Leto definitely ain't coming back. He was in that too. Joshua Jackson was in it. Michael Rosenbaum. Like, there was a lot of big names in this movie. And that's like, it's like one of my favorite films. Like I said, this might be blasphemous because I didn't finish that sentence. Scream is number one, Urban Legends is number two, and I Know What You Did Last Summer is number three. I know that might be blasphemous to say, because I know a lot of people like I Know What You Did Last Summer. But to me, when we talking about the kills, the killer, like basically committing the crimes based off of urban legends, like, oh, you drink soda and eat pop rocks, your stomach will explode, like all the things that I grew up as a kid hearing and freaking me out. I don't know what the new urban legends will be. I don't know if they want to go and dig back into old urban legends and bring that into the new thing, or when you hear like the screech, the scratching on the roof of the car and that sort of thing. So there was just like a lot of those different things. I don't know if they will bring that into the new one, but I'm curious. I'm like, what are the new urban legends for this generation? Because I have no idea what that is. And then you had Natasha Gregson Wagner, who is what was her name? Natalie Wood and Robert Wagner's daughter. That's who that is right here. And remember when you had Brad Dourif, who does the voice of Chucky, who is literally like the stuttering. And that was another thing too. That opening scene, I don't know if you've seen it, but I hope you have. It's been out for like 20 something odd years. Came out like 99, right? So it's like 25 years old. That opening scene was the gag for me, because y'all thought, and I'll say y'all, and I include me too. We all thought Brad Dourif, because he was the creepy guy that worked at the at the gas station, who was stuttering. And finally, when she drove off, he was trying to keep her in that damn garage, saying that somebody was in your back seat trying to kill you. And she ain't listen. She should have stayed. And there you see it while she driving. Just call me Angel in the morning. Just brush my teeth before you leave me. Or touch my cheek. That's what I always, I like to change lyrics. Just touch my cheek before you leave me. And they sure did touch her cheek with that damn axe. And she lost her head. So with me, and let me stop fanboying and actually just get to who's going to be working on it. So they said Screen Gems is developing a new take on the film, and the Hollywood Reporter is reporting that Shanra Wakefield, who is part of a film called Killer in Red, I don't know what that is, will write the script with Gary Doberman, who did Until Dawn, which comes out in theaters today. But I will say this: Until Dawn is getting mixed reviews, so I'm a little worried right now that it's like, oh, so you're work, but then it's a co-write. So we'll see how far they get with it. But Neil Moritz, who produced the original film, is working on the reboot. So The original Legend was directed by Jamie Blanks and written by Sylvia Horta, was a horror movie set in New England University that featured a killer whose kills were inspired by popular urban legends on that period, such as death by pop rocks and soft drinks, or being pursued in a car by a gang for flashing it a reminder to turn on the headlights. Oh, that was a big one. And then you had this one. What is it? Aren't you glad you didn't turn on the light? That was always an old one, but and that was the scene with Danielle Harris. And she was such a bitch in that movie. Now the movie, as it featured a lot of names of rising actors, as I mentioned before: Jared Leto, Joshua Jackson, Elisa Witt, Michael Rosenbaum, Rebecca Gayheart, and my girl Tara Reid. Yeah, she was in it. First of all, now you want to talk about iconic scenes? Tara Reid's scene was also iconic too. So then when we talk about Helen Shivers from I Know What You Did Last Summer, Tara Reid's scene with them bouncing jugs, trying to run from that damn killer, because you know she was the girl that worked at the college radio station. She was the DJ. And then they did come out with 2 sequels. I've never watched the sequels. I remember Rebecca Gayheart was in one of them, but I like I'll Always Know What You Did Last Summer, or when it comes to certain other horror movies, I like to pretend that those don't exist. So I don't count those other urban legends. I only count the first one. I even own the movie. That's how much I love it. But um Doberman has worked on Annabelle, The Nun. He co-wrote and produced Until Dawn. I didn't like Annabelle. I did like Annabelle Creation. And The Nun, meh, I wasn't really for that. So far I'm not that excited over this guy, Gary Doberman, being a part of it, because I wasn't really a fan of, well, and like I said, Until Dawn is getting mixed reviews. Annabelle I didn't particularly care for, but like I said, I did like Annabelle Creation. I thought that was an upgrade from the first Annabelle. And The Nun, I was just like, yeah. It didn't really move. It didn't get me all pumped and excited. So, but I am kind of excited for this movie, but I'm just hoping that it doesn't suck. So I'm just, as much as I'm excited that we're getting an urban legend, because I feel like this whole concept is definitely perfect to be made, especially in this resurgence of slasher films. They can go so many ways with this. And I feel like, in this day and age, it warrants for that type of film to get made. I just hope that they don't let us down with the wonky script. I just hope that the movie just doesn't suck, is basically what I'm trying to say. So I want to say to you all, what do you guys think of this story when you hear that we're getting a urban legend reboot? I'm excited, but I'm still on the fence based off of, the reputation of one of the people that's working on the film. But I'm going to be optimistic until, the script is done. They start casting. We get a script. Well, once the script is done, we go through the whole casting process. They start filming. We get a trailer, and then I'll give my overall thoughts when we get to that part of, when we get to that hump, over that hump. Apparently, I can't talk today. So let me shut up while I'm ahead. Let me know what your thoughts are on this story in the comments down below.